Hello everyone, this is Carl Shipley from Infragistics, and in this short video I want to talk to you about the WPF XamDataGrid Configurator Performance Dialog. Alright, so let's go ahead and launch our configurator. I'm going to press Control Dot and press Enter, brings it up. And you can see here that we're on the XamDataGrid object, right? And we have ourselves a performance group here that also has an advanced dialog. So one property that we expose is the scrolling mode. And so the scrolling mode helps, well, it sets what happens when you have a data grid that's got a lot of rows in it and you take the thumb on the scroll bar and you start moving it up and down. And so what deferred means is that the rows don't move as the thumb moves. Instead, they either just move with the thumb, just the thumb moves, and when you get done, then the rows all scroll to the right place. Or you can scroll with a tooltip, or you can do immediate. Now, immediate, deferred with a tooltip means as you scroll with the thumb, you get a little tooltip. So, and then you can, of course, control what's in the tooltip, so your users can see exactly where they are in the large record sets. Immediate, what that means is that as they move the thumb, the records move. So if you have 1,000,000 rows, some people have that many, right? So then this is going to be faster than scrolling 1,000,000 rows like this. Although we have done incredible work in the 17.2 release, making the XamDataGrid incredibly performant, even with massive amounts of rows. But again, we've got a setting there, and you can avail yourself of that. All right. So we come over here and we click on this advanced dialog. You click the advanced dialog button, and we're presented with a performance dialog. Now, similar to the filtering dialog, what the goal of this dialog is to put all performance related, or as all the ones we could think of, into a single dialog to make it easy for you to come up and work with performance if that's one of the areas that you need to do better in your application, or you want to dial the XamDataGrid in and get every ounce of performance out of it for your scenario. All right, where I'd like to start is in these resources here. So optimizing performance help topic, you click on this one and it takes you to the help topic and all of the subtopics here for getting the most out of the XamDataGrid for in many different scenarios. So if you're trying to get the maximum performance, you need to read these help topics and then set the required settings accordingly. All right. So the next thing I want to talk about, below that, there's a blog post that was done many years ago. It's still relevant, although some things are since this blog post have changed. Like we went and we've done, like I was telling you before, when I was talking about the scrolling mode, is that we've done some optimizations that you can read about in the 17.2 release notes that explain in great detail these performance optimizations that were done. There's also a webinar that was done, and then we've got this external processing of data. I'm going to click that. What this is a help topic that explains to you how to process data externally with related to filtering, sorting, grouping, and summary calculations. So if you've got huge amounts of data, it may make sense for your application to take on some of these responsibilities, and these help topics explain to you how to do that. All right. Again, we've got a XamDataGrid and its performance related properties. We've got the XamDataGrid field layout settings and the XamDataGrid field settings. These are all the properties across these three objects that are all sitting in one place for you to easily see things. Now, some things they're in here and they're very subtle as to why they would be in a performance dialog. For instance, over here, nesting of data. So let's say that you're not going to have nested data. Remember, nested data is when you have like an order layout, then there's order detail, and we had features. That was our example. If you know you're not going to do that, then what you can do is you can come over here to your feature set. You can uncheck enable nested data and then just hit apply. You have to hit apply for it to work. Now, what just happened was it turned this off. It set this to never. The reason this is performance related is because now less UI objects are going to show up that need to be rendered. That's why we call it performance, okay? All right, so I'm going to turn this back on here. So these things here, and you're going to want to read about all of the settings necessary to get the most performance are right here in this topic and in this topic. They explain in detail these different settings and how you can make things faster or get the most performance based on your scenario. All right, so let me give you another example. Notice that up here we have allow edit turned on and we have enable editing. And then over here we got allow edit. If you have a read-only grid, then turn it off, right? Click apply. So now you can see it's turned to false here. And it's turned to false here. So now the grid doesn't allow editing. So if you have a read-only grid, this performance dialog just kind of brings it to your remembrance. Oh yeah, if I'm not going to use editing, I'll just turn it off because I don't need it, right? Okay. Now, the other section of this performance dialog is the suppressed events area. So you click on this tab here, and what suppressed events does, it allows you to tell the XamDataGrid, I don't want the XamDataGrid to internally raise these events because I'm not going to be using them anyway. So you can kind of think about WPF has, there's, you know, it has its routed events, and all of these are no longer going to be raised now. So if you want to turn them off, you can turn them off one at a time, or you can just say select all. I'm going to do that just for purpose of the demonstration. I'm going to hit save, Control K, Control D, and notice here that the control configurator has went out and it's put all these in here for you. So now you as a developer don't have to know that this text change is in the editor's value editor, right? Like what object things are on and how and what exactly their names are. Okay, so that was the reason that we did that. And of course, if you open this back up and go to your performance dialog, find our way to suppressed events, and then we can save it. And if we save, Control K, Control D, then they're not there anymore. Okay, I hope this short video on performance has given you the tools necessary for you to now take what's here and read the docs and get the most out of the XamDataGrid for WPF from Infragistics. Thank you and have a wonderful day.